So Ripati, tell us a little bit about yourself and what school you got into.
Okay, hi. I'm from Notre Dame High School and I joined Share World under Dr. Yoshida and I'm going to Caltech next
Caltech.
year.
What do
Yes.
you want to study at Caltech?
I'll be double majoring in computer science and I haven't decided the second major. It's between economics and aerospace.
Oh, wow. Okay. So how did you come to choose these two majors?
Well, computer science was always what I wanted to do. Since the freshman year, I did robotics for years and years. So that was something that I was definitely going to major in. But economics, I think recently happened within this last year when I got involved in the finance aspect of my robotics team. And then aerospace, just because Caltech is so well known for aerospace. So I wanted to profit off of that and make use of that.
Okay. So then I see that your counselor was Dr. Yoshida. So
Mhm.
how did you feel that Dr. Yoshida helped you build like a profile to help you get into the schools that you wanted to?
Yeah, so especially Caltech, I don't think I would have gotten into Caltech without Dr. Yoshida. She really drove home the point that Caltech especially really just wants to see STEM from an applicant. There's no like, you should include some well-roundedness like poetry or anything like that. She was very clear that Caltech wants to see that you are a well focused STEM person and that you're good at many aspects of STEM. So I made sure that all my essays revolved around that. And I showed in my activities section that most of them were STEM activities, and I put in just a couple of humanities ones to show that I was well-rounded. But definitely Dr. Yoshida's advice about making sure that you show that you are capable as a STEM student was probably what got me into Caltech.
Wow. Is there anything you would like to share say to your counselor?
Thank you so much. It was basically the general message. I don't think I would have gotten this far without you. And I really appreciate all your support and the late nights that you spent editing my application at like 2 in the morning. So I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Dr. Yoshida, do you want to tell us a little bit about Ripati from your perspective?
Rupali is obviously very smart, but she's a very, very creative person at the same time. So her essays are full of creative ideas, and it just needed to be catered to each different colleges. And of course, Caltech STEM oriented, but that doesn't mean that you can only talk about STEMs. Keep in mind, everybody who's going to apply, COM application does have additional information section. You can include anything you want in there. If you want to focus a little bit on your creative side, where your essays are mainly catering to STEM, you can use that part as well. So for Rupali, for each college, we made small adjustment for how we are going to use each section of the application. And I'm glad that it worked out for her. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ripati. Okay, so with the right guidance, we can produce great results. Have our counselor Rachel Kim talk a little bit about how we can get into top-tier universities, how we can strategize doing this in the summer. Miss Rachel Kim she has certificates from the American School Counseling Association and the National Association of College Admission Counseling. Ms. Kim specializes in college admission counseling and is very well versed in this field. And today she will help us explore how we can strategize our summer to help improve our chances to all colleges, especially the top tier colleges. Is Ms. Kim in the room with us today?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. We hand you the floor to you.
My name is Rachel again. I'm going to go over Strategic Summer 2024 students aiming for top colleges. So a lot of students are traveling in the summer or study for the coming up school year or standardized test prep, or some students are getting a job or continuing research or volunteering job. And which one is going to be best option for you on your college application? So let's go over more of what top colleges are looking for in your application. So they're looking for theme and based of your academic performance and extracurricular activities and volunteering. And theme and balance is the keyword here. And the question mark on the right bottom is about your character development out of those factors of academic performance and extracurricular and volunteering. And how do we develop this character? And your summer is going to be pretty good contribution to this development process. And let's go over to figure out components in the holistic application. There are sections that you can create, which is academic performance and achievements and long-term and substantial activities. The essay part, talk about who you are. And the sections that you cannot create is recommendation letters. And how would you contribute to get the best recommendation letter from your teachers and counselors? What can you do? So this is about the theme. And your recommendation letter is about you from teachers and counselors. So to show your best behaviors in the classroom and also connecting good relationship with the counselor is the key, with the teachers as well. And in the process, in your school year and your activities, whichever, please make sure to ask questions, reflective questions. Why am I doing this? How can I improve this? And please make sure to record of your reflection somewhere on your computer, on your diary, whichever platform you like, because it's going to be great material performance. Resource for your brainstorming essay questions. Okay, please make sure to do so. And how do we balance components during application, and which components do you think you can enhance during the summer? So colleges are looking for three of them. Three components. Number one, academic performance in GPA and achievement. So this is your academic part. You can control to be working hard and getting some awards from outside school. And number two, time spent in school, other than your classes, your club activities and leadership. And another part is time spent out of school. So we are all given 24 hours. And we sleep about 6-7 hours and take some classes at school about 7 hours. And you have 10 hours left. And how would you spend your that time after school? And also your summertime is time spent outside school. And college is looking for how you are spending that time. They want to know. And number two, time spent in school is not going to be applicable for summer, but I'm going to go over a little bit as well. So academic performance. You can enhance your academic performance during the summer by preparing standard tests. So now test optional is all over the place, and UC is even test blind. But MIT required standard test again from this admission cycle, this coming of the admission cycle, 2023, 2024. So please don't be confused. Test optional means you can apply to colleges without test score, but that doesn't mean that you're gonna be equally evaluated with other students with the test scores, okay? And number two, academic prep for upcoming school year, especially for rising juniors and seniors. Make sure to study ahead of time because probably you're taking a lot of heavy AP courses. It's going to be challenging. And summer camps, a lot of students already applied and get the results by now. And if you receive the admission from prestigious summer camps, please go ahead and take them. And for those who didn't get the results, please take some online classes or college level classes related to intended major in college to showcase your passion and expertise. And the time spent in school during your school year is going to be applicable to coming up fall and maybe current school year right now. Please make sure to show your performance in core subjects with the rigors. So core subjects are important because some colleges are calculating academic GPA separately. Academic GPAs are calculated by core subjects such as math, English, social science, and science. So make sure to take classes with the rigors and build a relationship, trust relationship with teachers and counselors, and elective courses and club activities. Remember the theme, the first slide. Theme is important. So when you are choosing your elective courses and club activities, please make sure to align with your theme on your application, which is, for example, if you are aiming for computer science major in college, you should have computer science, AP computer science principles or AP computer science A class on your transcript. And club activities should be aligned with the major as well. And the time spent outside school, like I said, after school or over the summer, you need to have enhance extracurricular activities presenting your passion, and also please make meaningful contribution to the community. And again, balance. If you feel like your academic performance is a little bit not balanced with other activities, other factors, please make sure to enhance in the summer other things as well. Please make sure to do so, okay? Let's go over admission cases. I just chose a few cases to compare. I have 4 today. So the first one attended Columbia University. She's a female student and majoring in biomedical engineering. And the summer before junior year, she went to Cosmos. And Columbia was her first choice of college for ED, and she made it to Columbia. And other individual factor you may want to pay attention to is her pre-professional level of performing arts. So she was working with professional level of artists together until her high school years. And next one is male students who made it to UPenn, majoring in computer science. And he went to MIT Beaverworks, writing senior summer. And his first choice college was UPenn, but he didn't make it to the school in early decision. He got deferred. So please don't worry if you get deferred, there's always a chance, okay? And he accepted to regular admission. And another individual factor for him was STS Top 300, which is the nationwide prestigious research competition. So he worked really hard until at the end of senior year. So this one contributed to his regular decision. And next one is Caltech student and majoring in neuroscience. He's a male student. The campus for the senior year was Boston University Rise. And his first choice college was Caltech before early action, which is great for him. And the individual factors I want to pay attention to was his other factors are not directly related to his intended major in Caltech. So he did USARCO, which is USA Computational Olympiad, and also he was 3-time Amy qualifier. And he already had it before senior year. And he worked on research beginning junior year. And he kept doing it. It was kind of a little bit late for the kind of usual admission cycle, but he worked really, really hard until the end of senior year. And for early application, he already had the concrete abstract to submit to Caltech. So I think it was another good factor for him. And the next one was male student who made it to UC Berkeley, who was attending UC Berkeley, and he's really happy now. It's not something about UC Berkeley, but his first choice college was not UC Berkeley. He wanted to go to MIT and Caltech, but he got rejected from those colleges. He also went to MIT Beaverworks, but I think his individual factor was not really balanced with the school fit, I think. So those are the examples. And again, summer is a great time to balance the component of your college application. So for those who's starting freshman, please make sure to make a good adjustment. And you can always study ahead of time at Share World. And rising sophomores, you already have good adjustment already, I hope so. and please explore further. And rising juniors and seniors, please focus and concentrate on what you have done and also enhance your performance from your foundation. And especially for juniors and seniors, please start college searches and explore and go to admission pages because they have a lot of essential admission information in there. And also to find your school fits, okay? Please read supplemental essay questions. They listed essay questions there, and then you'll be able to see if the school is gonna be right for you. So college names are important, prestigious, selective colleges names are important, but is that a good fit for you or not? That is another factor you have to consider. And please make sure to go to college tour and attend info sessions because usually it's back to back. There are a lot of virtual sessions already, but if you can go in person, that would be great because you'll be able to see what colleges looks like. Okay, thank you so much. That's it for now today.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kim. She is available for a 30-minute consultation. So if you want a 30-minute consultation from Ms. Kim, just email us and we can set you up so she can help you. So like as Dr. Yoshida said, a good essay will help you a lot, right? Help when it comes to college applications. So the English and foundation part becomes very important. But by high school, the English we use to write reports and we need for classes have already become pretty challenging. So today we welcome our head English teacher, Mr. Johnson, to explain why English is a subject worthy of pre-studying in the summer. Let's welcome Mr. Johnson.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now, well, obviously English is important in order to communicate. And if you're going to be good at STEM, that's a wonderful thing. But usually the person that runs the company that you're working for is a person who has mastered English, not merely the ideas, but also the psychology of people. English has now sort of grown into something more than merely language study. It is this. It includes the historical development of ideas. Poetry, for example, is a good framework. That since you just mentioned that, they may not want it at Caltech, but I'm sure they do it at Stanford and places like that. Now, let me just briefly go into what we're doing here. Now, I have the 4 classes: critical reading and advanced English, and of course, now critical reading. What we have is we have a number of skills here. First of all, you have vocabulary. You have to know the words or you can't function very well. And second, grammar. You must understand English grammar. It is greatly neglected these days. And it's not fashionable to apparently to know grammar anymore. But I guarantee you, I've actually had to work for a couple of people who were senior executives in their company and were unable to write a legible email. They couldn't even write their own emails because their English grammar was so bad. And so it's very valuable to have somebody there who really knows their grammar backwards and forwards. And of course, so we have vocabulary, we have grammar, then we have reading, which you think that a kid would know that by the time they get into college or high school anyway. But there are lots of kids who really need help reading, doing what we call critical reading. Now, reading involves 3 skills. Number 1, you must comprehend what the sentence said. Obviously, if you can't comprehend the sentence, you've got nothing to do there. Number 2, though, this is not many people really pay attention to the second stage, which is you have to remember what you've read. Okay. I don't know how it's used to happen to me a lot, not too much anymore, but I would get to the bottom of a page and not remember a single thing I read on the page I just finished. This is a skill and it's something you can teach yourself to do. okay? But you need to remember things. You need to file them where they can be found when you want to know them, especially proper nouns. People neglect proper nouns. They think if I have a general idea of the idea, that's not convincing. What's convincing is to come up with names: Emmett Till, Mississippi, Chicago. Those are convincing. And that's when you get results, not with generalities. And the third is to have a skeptical voice in the back of your head saying, really? As you read through something. Okay, you cannot just blindly accept whatever is written. You've got to question it. You've got to say, is this really consistent with what the writer said in a previous paragraph? And what does the person really mean here? I know what they're saying, but what do they really mean? Is this consistent with what I've learned elsewhere or what I know from other sources? That's critical reading, and you need to do 3 steps. And I find that kids just don't get that type of training. Okay, then writing, of course, writing seems to have gone out of style. Okay, it's no longer tested. Even on the SAT test, they don't even have the writing test anymore. So that what is there that will convince a kid that they need to be able to communicate? Now, I actually had a student who gave me a brilliant idea, and that is that kids love to talk. They love to talk, but they hate to write, or at least they think they hate to write. Actually, writing can be fun, okay? It can be. And is it possible that anyone ever has fun writing? If you just ask yourself that question first, you'd have to say yes. I know people who, when they grow up, that's what they want to do. They want to write, okay? Can it be fun? It can be fun. Why isn't it fun? Because it's a nuisance. Organizing ideas and coming up with examples, it's a nuisance. Thinking is a nuisance. It's true. If you don't have to think, it's much more convenient to just go ahead and would never have to think an idea, never have to have an idea in your life. But once you show a person a way to frame their idea, that they just go follow the steps, okay? Follow the steps, and then it's great fun. It's great fun. Just like, what do you say? Debate can be great fun once you get, if you're good at it. But I no longer really support debate much because it takes a nice kid and turns them into an argumentative little jerk. Anyway, so that's critical reading. Then we have a US history course. And I try to teach the real gritty facts of US history here. This is something that kids won't generally get in a public school. So it's something that if you're interested, I can send you a copy of my book. Then vocabulary, critical reading, and grammar. That's the Saturday class. And then we have the later Saturday classes, critical reading and literature. I work literature into almost every class. So depending upon the aptitude of the students, it all depends on the kids that are there. How much can they absorb? Okay. And I have always been somewhat annoyed by classes where they go as fast as the slowest student. I have never taught that way. I like to challenge the better students. Okay, if a kid is having difficulty, as long as they keep trying, we'll keep them in there. We'll help them to get along and catch up, get ahead. But if you have somebody in there who's really outstanding, you have no right to hold the kid back and not let them expand at their own speed. And so I always try to have some challenging material there. Sometimes I'll have a class where we'll have kids at different levels because it really doesn't matter. You can give individualized attention because you understand the level the kid's at. So you could have a kid who's real smart and a kid who's really struggling in the same class. Okay, and very often you have a positive feedback from that because a smart kid has got to do better than the kid who's struggling. And the struggling kid is always challenged to try to do better or to catch up to the smart kid. That's why it's so fun to have siblings in the same class. It's really good, the dynamic of that. Anyway, so basically that's it. Vocabulary, grammar, reading, the 3 steps of reading, challenging material. And so that's what we try to offer here. And over the summer, that's when I got ahead. I was a summer school class after 5th grade. Well, after 5th grade, I took a vocabulary class, and that set me so far ahead of my colleagues that it was very good. That was I have to say, that was the springboard for my educational background. Was a summer school class after 5th grade. Anyway, if anybody has any questions, I'm certainly happy to answer them. But that's pretty much all I have to say. So, turn it back over to you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Johnson. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Johnson? Okay, thank you, Mr. Johnson. So
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. So that teacher that Johnson spoke about that can speak 16 languages, that was Mr. Johnson. He's a wonderful teacher. He has been with us for at least 15 years, and he is wonderful and great at motivating students to excel. So finally, oh yes, and as you see on the slides that he teaches 4 classes with us this summer. If you're interested, you can always call in, email us. He teaches critical reading, advanced English, US history, vocabulary, critical reading and literature. Okay.